Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for the course, and thank you for giving us all, like I said on my 30-second video, which turned out to be 1-minute video. I'm grateful. It has changed me a lot. Now, to the question, it has always puzzled me. There have been exceptional human beings on this planet throughout time, artists and geniuses. Shakespeare, Da Vinci, Mozart, Tchaikovsky, Picasso, Einstein. These people have created works that are, I would say, eternal. If you watch Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake, the ballet, or the Nutcracker, it's a masterpiece. By this I mean it's never ending. It's beauty in itself. A painting by Picasso, Van Gogh, Mozart is music. And yet, what I found was that these people had miserable lives. They were addicted, they were plagued, they were tormented. Van Gogh cut his own ear and killed himself in the end. Maurice Ravel, I don't know if anybody's familiar with his beautiful music piece, Bolero, which might have been heard by somebody because it was a background of figure skating many times. It's so beautiful. Right now, I'm working on a Brahms piece, piano piece. I can't wonder how beautiful and eternal it is. And yet, the life of these people were nothing but enlightening, the opposite. Debussy, a composer, was such a womanizer that his wife took a gun. That was in the beginning of the 19th century. Took a gun, went to the public place, and managed to shoot herself. She missed, so she didn't die. But what I'm saying is that they were suffering, and they were causing suffering around them, and yet they produced works, they produced masterpieces, works of beauty. And I don't understand this contrast. Is there a way Buddhism looks at this? Thank you very much.
네, 좋은 질문하셨습니다.
Well, that's a very good question.
그들은 아름다운 것도 아니고 훌륭한 것도 아닙니다.
So they're neither superior or beautiful.
그들은 그렇게 살았고 그렇게 생각했고 그런 작품을 남겼을 뿐입니다.
You know, they have lived thus, they have thought thus, and they have just created thus.
근데 오늘 우리가 그걸 보고 좋아하는 겁니다.
All that's happening is that we look at what they have created thus and liking it today.
그 작품을 보고 좋아하는 사람은 80억 인구 중에 사실은 매우 소수입니다.
But if you really take 8 billion people on this earth and try to see how many people actually like whatever products they have left behind, it's probably a minority.
아프리카에 있는 보통 사람들, 인도에 있는 대부분 보통 사람들, 중국에 있는 보통 사람들이 그 작품이 훌륭하다, 그 음악이 훌륭하다 이렇게 생각하지 않습니다.
You know, everyday people living in midst of Africa, India, buried in the rural China, they can take a look at the same painting and not feel anything about it.
이게 서양 사람들과 소수의 지식인들입니다.
It's mostly Westerners or people educated in the West and the intelligentsia.
그것도 현대인들입니다.
especially modern intelligentsia.
그 당시의 사람들은 그렇게 생각하지 않았습니다.
And the people who were their contemporaries at that time, in many cases, they didn't really appreciate their works.
그렇기 때문에 이것은 우리가 그렇게 생각하는 거지 그 사람은 그냥 그렇게 살다가 간 거예요.
So basically, it's us in our unique situation appreciating their beauty as it is. But for them, those people who actually created, they just lived thusly and created thusly and died thusly.
한국에서 이 나라를 뺏겼을 때 독립운동한 많은 활동가들이 있습니다.
For example, when Japan forcibly colonized Korea, there were a lot of Korean independence fighters.
그들은 일본의 장군, 일본의 총리 이런 사람들을 암살했습니다.
And they actually assassinated Japanese prime minister, Japanese generals, military leaders.
그래서 한국에서는 이렇게 독립의 영웅입니다.
And they're heroes in today's Korea.
그러나 일본에서는 그들을 테러리스트라고 합니다.
But in Japan, today's Japan, they're considered terrorists.
또 그 가족들은 대부분 다 죽거나 아주 고통을 겪었습니다.
And all these independence fighters that we Koreans think are heroes, their families all suffered or died or were killed.
그러니까 어떤 평가를 할 때는 어떤 기준에서 평가하느냐는 겁니다.
So basically, when we evaluate somebody and their artifacts or their heritage, what's the criteria or standard by which we are evaluating them?
누가 평가하느냐, 어느 시대에 평가하느냐, 어느 위치에서 평가하느냐 하는 겁니다.
So who's doing the evaluation? From which perspective are you evaluating? And from which time period are we evaluating?
그러나 그가 고통스럽게 죽어도 어떤 사람에게 혜택을 준 경우도 있고 그는 행복했지만은 다른 사람에게 피해도 준 경우도 있습니다.
So a person may have died in suffering, but might have, benefited a lot of people with his death. A person might have lived happily ever after and died happily, but might have caused a lot of suffering to people.
그러니까 어떤 것이 더 좋다고 평가하는 것도 다 어떤 입장에서 평가하는 겁니다.
So determining whether that life was good or bad really depends on where you stand, which position you stand.
부다의 가르침은 첫째, 내가 좋아야 합니다.
So Buddha's teaching is all about, first and foremost, has to be good for me.
근데 이게 상대에게 해가 돼서는 안 된다는 거예요.
As long as it doesn't hurt others.
상대에게도 좋아야 합니다.
So what's good for me must also be good for the others.
나도 행복하고 상대도 행복한 길.
So a path in which I am happy as well as you are happy.
이런 길을 가도록 얘기했습니다.
And that's the path that Buddha urged us to choose.
나에게 지금도 좋고 나중에도 좋은 길.
A path in which is good for me now and it's also good for me in the future.
우리가 나에게 지금 좋은 게 나중에 좋다는 보장이 없습니다.
Because there's no guarantee that what I do now is going to be good for me tomorrow.
나에게 좋은 게 다른 사람에게도 좋다는 보장도 없습니다.
There's no guarantee that what's good for me is good for you.
그래서 나에게도 좋고 남에게도 좋고 현재도 좋고 미래도 좋은 비교적 그런 관점을 가지고 살아가라고 얘기했습니다.
So Buddha taught us, when you're choosing a path in life, try to choose a path that's good for me and good for you, good for now and good for tomorrow.